Alright, now guys, we're going to do a very simple tutorial here. Now, I've just got done doing these. Alright, so these here are triskelion copper coil pendants, right? Okay. Finished off with a necklace cord that we do, adjustable knots up here so you can pull it to your desired length and adjust it. And these ones here are ready to go for sale. Alright, so that's not what we're going to do today, but if you want to learn how to make these, I'll put the little card or little tag somewhere up here, maybe in the top corner here, and you can just click that and it'll go to my tutorial on how to make these. It's a very popular video. Alright, so we'll push these aside now. What we're going to be making is this here. Very, very simple. Alright, now, just had to get my tool. Now, all you need for this is your trusty pliers of any kind, like needle nose is probably more preferred. With this one here, I'm going to be making a smaller one. You can see this one here has been knocking around. It's been in pot plants. It's been just in some soil. Not very good. I really quickly cleaned it up with a bit like a wire brush or something. Just get all the rough stuff off of it. But this is essentially what we're doing. So this is you call them a Tesla coil, SBB copper coil. Generally they put these within Orgonite. You can make these into a 3D shape and pull these out and all sorts of stuff, okay? So there is different stuff you can do with this. So I'm just going to leave it there, but very simple. Now, this one here, I believe I cut the royal cubic measurement, which is what these are, sacred or royal cubic measurement, so the same length of wire. But this one here is half that. You can do that, and you can do half that, like fractions of that. So that's what this is. So this is your 26.2 centimeters. All right. Yeah, so that's what this is. Now, all you do for this, fold this in half the best you can. Right, doesn't matter if it's out of whack or whatever. You just try to do it even. I like to give that a bit of a pull. But what you do, if you put your pliers so it's straight up, so you're looking down it, right? So you can see that looking down it. What I like to do then, while it's in the pliers, I give each side a pull straight up. That'll help adjust. Right now, here I'll do this. So after I've done that, you can see one side slightly longer. That's not going to matter too much, but wherever you are sitting those pliers, if one side is greater, then you just shift it to that side that is greater a little bit. Your pliers, slide it along a little bit, and then you can do that again. It'll readjust, right? It'll readjust, and then you'll get the pretty much bang in the middle. All right, which is what I've done here. All right, now from this position, one wire has to go one way, one wire has to go the other way, because you want to create this S in the center. Now, some people, they say they might view it this way here, and then they'll say, oh, but it has to be done clockwise, not counterclockwise. Well, with these coils, it all depends on which side you're looking at. This one is a clockwise. If you start at the center and unravel that S, it goes clockwise out, okay? Flip it over, counterclockwise. So start in the middle, and it goes out counterclockwise, okay? So with these, it really doesn't matter which way you wrap it, but it matters which way you want to present it, show it, to do what you need it to do. So this way here, the energy is coming towards the camera. If it was this way, the energy is going away from the camera, okay? That's how these work, energy to the camera. All right, it's the same with these. You got the S, clockwise this way, energy going towards the camera. Flip it over, energy going away from the camera. Just focus on that S, backwards S versus normal way to write an S, okay, in the center there. All right, hope that made sense. Now, so you pick which way you want to wrap this, okay? I'm going to do it my way here. All right, so you can see I've bent one way, one the other way. Very, very simple, and this is the same way that you start a triskelion. Now, if you're pulling at the the little parts here, you're going to not have it as rounded. If you're pulling and bending it from afar up at this point and this point, you'll get more of a rounded shape, especially at the start. So it's always harder on camera, but when you see how I'm grabbing back here, you'll get a more rounded, nicer finish. All right, now I am going to leave a little bit of a space, but not a greater space as this. Now you can wrap them tight, meaning you can see this here, right? See how these spirals here are sort of wrapped tight. There is a slight gap, so they're not actually touching. The whole thing's not touching. This is acting like an antenna as well, by the way. It's picking up that frequency of that specific measurement of that royal or sacred cubit measurement. Now, it might help if you rotate these in your hand a little bit, right? So bend it around, and it is up to you how much gap, and you rotate your wrist. Sorry, as I spiral it around, I'm turning it. Try to keep that same distance away from the wire in between, right? You have to manipulate this wire, all right? Now, there is gadgets that you can buy that'll actually make these spirals for you. Basically, put your wire in it, put it in the jig, put basically the lid on or the service on top, and turn it, and it'll wind it up for you. But you'll only get the tight spirals, not the spaced spirals. All right, so you can do both with your hands, and you can easily get good at it the more you do, right? So very, very simple Tesla SBB Copper Coil, whatever you want to call it. There's many things you can do. I will tell you how you want to, if you want to make a 3D one. Maybe we can actually make one in this video, and it'll be a little bit of an extended video. Now, see what's happened here? It's not rounded, it's more kinked. As you get shorter, the wire gets stiffer. It's like if you had a very, very long stick, it might be bendy, but if you cut it in short lengths, it's very stiff. Same thing, so now it doesn't bend as easy, right? So now you've got to manipulate that if you want to keep that curve. So generally, hang on, let me try to maybe finish this one off a bit more. All right, just to get that curve in right there, this here. You can see how it springs back. No matter where you bend it, it'll always spring back a little bit. That's why you will always have a slight gap in all this. You can do it as tight as you possibly can against it, but there's always going to have that slight spring back. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a slight, there you go, there's a slight gap. All right, in between those. All right, so there's that. All right, now what we're going to do, we're just going to actually remove these pliers. You don't need them right now, and it's even better to reshape this here, because it's not going round. Okay, it's more of a bulge in it, if you will. What I like to do is grab it where I want to grab it right here, because that's where sort of the nice gap sort of finishes. So then from this point, you want to pull this down to make it so it's neat, okay? If you know what I mean. So there, we've already done that. That's fixed it. All right, again, you can see this, how it starts to go out of shape a little bit. If you're a perfectionist like me and you want it as neat as possible, this is what you've got to do. Forgive me, my hands are a bit sweaty. Just had to wipe them a little bit. Now, pliers again. Grab the ends like this, right on the tip, like that, okay? From here, you're going to hold your coil and you're going to manually bend it around like that and try to keep that gap. So this is, and as you're doing it, you're rotating your wrist. See that? And then let it go. Now, again, you can grab it back here and just pry that back out. And then you can grab it up here. You fully will learn to manipulate this wire, so eventually it will become quite neat, okay? You will learn again like this, okay? So we can, sometimes I open it up a little bit like that, put my fingers on it, clamp it to re-bend it, all right? And that hasn't got it quite yet. Might be hard to see on camera, but my trained eye, I guess you could say, knows what it's looking for. All right, it's been a little bit stubborn. This wire I'm using right now, I believe, is 14 American wire gauge. All right, so AWG gauge, whatever you'd say. This is getting not too bad. Sorry if it's a little bit off camera because I'm looking. It's hard to focus on here and keep it in frame. You might not think so, but you try it. You try doing a video like this. Well, I have a hard time anyway. So from here, you pretty much, it's a little bit bent out. You can bend. Right, so it's just a matter of manipulating this wire to do what you need it to do, want it to do, desire to do. You play with it enough, you will get there. All right, so there's a few things you can do with these. Now, I mentioned before you can make these into a 3D shape, figure, what have you. What you can do, get your pliers, put it back in the middle like we did at the start. You can either pull it out or push it up. All right, and that's going to make it look like a spiral coming out, like, you know, big to small point. So it'll be more like a pyramid or a funnel or a tornado looking thing. So that's easy. Like just grab it in the center, like I just said, and either push it out or pull it out. You can see if I went to go pull it, it would come out, or push it, it would come out. I don't know what I want this one for yet. I may do something else different with it. What I like to do in some of my stuff, especially more the old school stuff, how I used to do these a lot more. What I used to do is, if I wanted the energy to go up, say it was in the top of a tower buster, right? What I would do is grab these ends, just pinch them right on the tips, and I would fully bend so it would stick straight down, and do the same with the other side, straight down. And when I put that in the Orgonite, so when it's made, it'll be in there when it's getting made. So that would be the top. The energy is going to go when it's made. The energy will come out the top here. But when you're making it in Orgonite, it'll be this way, right? So these tips would be bent up within the Orgonite itself. There'll be little tips bent up in the Orgonite. So it's embedded within the Orgonite matrix, because then the Orgonite matrix goes up on top. So the tips will actually be embedded and touching all the Orgonite matrix, okay? I like to do that. I think that's the best way to go for Orgonite, because it's literally in the Orgonite, in all the crystal, crushed crystal powdered matrix, the Chakra crystal blend that we do. It's in with all the shungite powder, the metal powders, the metal shavings, and all the rest of it, the almost minerals, other stuff, la 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 la. It's all in there, it's touching it. So there's part of it touching it. The rest is in the clear layer, just exposed. So you see the copper coil. And that's how I like to do it. That's how I think it should be done. Just makes all the sense in the world to basically connect it, to ground it within the Orgonite. Okay, if you know what I mean. It's sort of like a complete circuit, but it's the orgone energy from the Orgonite that's going to transfer through that coil, boosting the output. Okay, if you can grasp that, that's what I like to do, and that's how I used to do it. And I'd still do it now. This here might end up in maybe a phone shield, could be a pendant, could be in a pyramid or a tower buster. I don't know what this is for yet, but this is a little quick video of how to make these. And it doesn't matter clockwise, counterclockwise. It only matters on what you want to do with it, where you want. You can see I've been making, because yeah, I'll tell you something in a minute, but it only matters which way you want the energy to flow. If you put it on the side, if you're putting it on the side of a pyramid, right, you'd want it like that, like the side of the pyramid's here, you'd want it like that, so the energy is focused out. Otherwise, the energy is going into the pyramid like that, which, depending on what you want to do, like I said, maybe you want that. Maybe you want it to concentrate it into the pyramid to then broadcast it at the tip of the pyramid or something. It's by design what you wish to do. You can put your intent into the copper, intention, your energetics into the copper, literally, and under Kirlian photography, whatever you say, when you do this, the energy coming off of the copper is actually more excited. It's more visual, meaning more energy to it. All right, so it's up to you what you want to do. When you do make your pieces, you do want to put your energies in it. What do you want it for? What are you trying to do with it? And yeah, you can do that. Now, with my fingers being all that, now I clean, the reason why this is shiny right now, I clean the wire before I make a piece. Okay, so all these have got clean. Now, I'll show you what I do for something extra. I've got this here. So this is what I use. This is just a piece of, depending on where you get it from, just scrub bud, like steel wool, but it's stainless steel. All right, so I just put the wire on there, give it a few strokes, clean it up, and then wipe it off, and that's what this is, me cleaning the wire. Okay. So that's that. I think that wraps up this tutorial. And I have a few other ideas with these as well that I'm going to try. I might even try it after this video. I'm not sure how it'll go, but I speculate it'll be pretty good. All right, play around with that. If I come up with the idea like I'm saying and it works, there'll be another video, I dare say. Oh, there you go. Now you can have a look how nice it is. See how shiny it is. All right, so SBB Copper Coils. Pretty good, pretty simple, energetic tools, and you can see how they work. Well, you can understand how they work, but how good is this? Easy, simple. Get making. If you don't know, don't hesitate. Get yourself some wire. Like I said, this is 14 gauge, pure solid copper wire, 99.9% copper. It's what you want. Energy, very good. Copper is really good for energy, for the energy flow. All right, directional, which way? All right, I'm going to stop ranting. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Go back to the start of the video, click that little card if you want to see the tutorial on how to make this. And happy days, have a good day, and I will see you next time.